Hello again. Since I'm unable to find players that are willing to record a playthrough with me, and this is a strictly two-player game, it's gonna be a bit awkward just me doing this, but I don't have any other options. So if I wanna show you the game to the completest, I will have to do it this way. So we're gonna do a playthrough, and I'm gonna explain the sudden death, and I'm gonna explain some game modes. So in playing games with some random more people, I've seen that it's possible actually to extend this game up to 4 players, but the 4 players is, I think, the most you can go for it. How the game can be played with more than 2 players, so 3 to 4, is when you collecting the with 2 players. Normally, if you collect 3 or more these negative cards, then that normally is game over, depending on the game mode. But with 3 players, everybody is collecting clues, and you can actually combine your clues into the sequence, not like with 2 players where 1 player actually need to make a sequence so for both players to win. So with 3 to 4 players, everybody basically working on it to combine a sequence together. But the limitation of the 3 cards, basically 3 cards that they can collect negative cards to lose the game, is stay the same. So everybody basically, if all of them collect together 3 cards with 3 players, then it's a game over. And for 4 players, that's a 4 mistakes basically. So 3 players together can do most the 3 mistakes, and the 4 players most the four mistakes. All right, so I'm gonna play a 2-player game, and I'm gonna show you the first mode that is called the Séance. That is the standard mode, and the mode that is called Premonition. So what's the difference between these modes? So in Séance mode, the setup is the same as you saw in the showcase video. We're gonna just shuffle these cards, we're gonna place them on the table, and the player is gonna try to find enough cards to form a sequence and win the game. But in that mode, there is no sudden death, which I didn't explain, but I'm gonna explain right now. Basically, even if they accumulate enough negative cards, they cannot win. Like, there is one chance to win by using those negative cards to just shuffle together and try to guess correctly at least one of them. That's not possible in Séance mode. In the Premonition mode, the sudden death is active. You can use it. But in Premonition mode, it works like this. I'm just going to show you. It's a bit different setup. You're going to shuffle the deck. One player is going to take 1 card. The other player is going to take 1 card. You're going to look at the card. And this is one of the cards that you actually have to have in your possession. You have to have it between your cards, even in the sequence, or just find that card. Same thing for the other player. So you have to find that card and have it in your possession. Keep in mind that rule when both players are placing their hand on the same card, and if you guess correctly, both of you, it's going to be easier to get some of these cards, because if we together like place a hand on this card and we guess correctly, then you can choose who's going to take it. That's the only way you can choose who's going to take the card into your possession. And if you using Premonition mode, this is the ability that you could probably want to use. Alright, let me explain the sudden death before I do a playthrough. Let's say I have some clues, but both of us have like already 2 cards negative, like we already made 2 mistakes, and I just took the 3rd mistake. Alright, so we are basically losing a game in the Premonition mode. We go to the sudden death. You take all the cards, your clues, and the other cards that are on the table, and you put them out of the game. Then both players take their cards that their mistakes, their negative cards. You shuffle them, you place them on the table, and then both players have to agree on one of the cards together. So for instance, one player may say, I think this is a number, then the other player also have to agree that it's a number. There is no other player cannot guess any other cards. Together they have to get to the sense that this is the card they need. If you are correct, well, in this case we are not, then you lose the game and then it's over. But if you are correct, you actually win the game, and that's good. That's like sudden that there is a chance to win even if you think that you completely lost the game. So that's where the memory aspects come into play, because if you remember, once you reveal the cards, even if it's not what you're looking for, you can remember what it was. So if there is a majority of them, or like here there is a majority of the letter cards, when you go to sudden death, there is a good chance you're gonna find the letter card, right? Here is like, I don't know, not 50-50, it's more than 50 chance, maybe 60-40 that you're gonna find the letters. That's a good chance, even if you don't have a special ability to guess. your Esper ability is not that good. You can say, we have lots of letters, let's go for this one, I feel this one is a letter, and yeah, you win. All right. And if the most of them are, like, depending how you go, if maybe one card is the letter, other is the numbers, or most of the cards are, like in this case most of the cards are clues, right? Only one card is the cursed card. So you have, like, with 5 cards, you have 4 in 1 chances you're gonna be correct, right? So you both can go like it's a clue, but you have to pay attention, of course, not just for you what you made a mistake, but what other player did mistake. So that's a sudden death in the Premonition mode, where you actually have also to have those cards that you draw at the beginning. You have to have them in your possession somehow, otherwise you even if you make a sequence, you will not win the game. So that's the hardest setting on this game. So I'm gonna play the standard Séance mode, no sudden death. We can only do 3 mistakes and then it's a game over. So as always, you shuffle deck, you place the cards on the table. Doesn't really matter, you don't have to place them in any sequence or order. They just need to be face down and spread around the table a bit. Okay, here it is. The oldest player goes first, and it's simple, as I explained. You either looking for a clue, a curse, a letter, or a number, or danger. Remember, between these cards there is somewhere the ghost and the amnesia. Amnesia is gonna remove all our good cards we find out, depending, and the ghost can actually kill both players if they both decide to go onto that card without knowing it's a ghost. All right, so I will go, and you have to go to opposite. So if one player says he's looking for a curse, opposite is the clue. If one player going for the letter, opposite is the number. So, and there is also danger, where you can, but that's really hard because only 2 cards here are basically danger cards, unless maybe you do have some special sensitivity. Now this is really awkward to play like this. Normally you should be face to face with your partner or colleague who you're playing with, and there is, just like in that game called, I think it's called The Mind, there is something that can actually push you to go. You can, I mean, we are going beyond the game. There are some people that can actually sense things. All right, I'm not one of those people, so I'll try. I have 50-50 chance. Maybe I'm gonna guess it. So I'm thinking here that it is a clue, and my colleague now have to go for the letter, and he's thinking maybe this is the letter. So let's reveal. It is a clue, not letter. I said a clue. It's how it's called, curse. So it is a clue. I will take this card. I'm actually gonna take it into my. No, I can't take it in the hand because I'm actually not sitting here. I'm just gonna place it here in front. So we are hoping this is a curse. It is not. It is a clue. But now both of us have seen that here we have how it's called, the letter, and he's get 1 negative. So 1 mistake goes to him. All right. So now the blue's gonna go first. He thinks this is a letter, which means I have to go for the number. I can agree with him, which basically going to give us a bonus. If we are correct, if this is really a letter, and remember there are 8 letters, 8 numbers. We just saw 2 letters. Maybe we should go like, maybe this is a number, more chances, because this is not just like sensing, it is also percentages, right? But I already said it, that the blue think it's a letter, so let's go with his, my premonition. I'm playing alone, but think about it like there is another player. So what's the good thing we both guess here? Well, the good thing, if we guess, one of us also will be able to flip one of these cards, so we get additional, basically, good card, unless we flip the ghost or the amnesia. But if we are both wrong, we can actually decide where this card's gonna go. In this case, we can decide it's go to me, right? So we are hoping it's a letter. Oh no, it's amnesia. Alright, so what happens now? Since we both guessed wrong and we both revealed the amnesia card, any clue, any cards that other player have and I have would be shuffled back into the deck and placed face down. Amnesia goes out of the game. Once you find it, it's done. It's good actually that we found it right now at the beginning of the game. So I'm gonna just put everything together, shuffle, and make a new stack of cards. We need to check it out. Alright. So it's me. And well, now we know there is only one letter here. And if I remember, it was a clue. So there are more curses than the clues. So I'm gonna go and think this might be the curse. And maybe my blue colleague, he can go for the clue, but he's thinking this is a danger. Let's say that's something like that. He thinks maybe it is a ghost, which in this case we already find one danger. Maybe not. Not a good chance, but I just want to show you. Bam. So I was right, it is a curse, but my colleague was not right. Right? So he was thinking it is a danger. If both of us you're not right, so this must be go as a negative card, but we can choose where it's gonna go. So I'm gonna take it as the negative, and I'm gonna set my colleague, please don't do that again. So now the blue is gonna go here, and it's gonna say it is a number, and I'm gonna go for the letter. I'm gonna say, you know what, this is a letter. So that's I have to choose the opposite. All right, let's see. Blue was looking for the number. Wrong. So he gets another, and now I was looking for the letter. I'm correct, so I will get this card. All right. It's my turn. I'm thinking this is a curse. My colleague's gonna go for the clue. He thinks this is a clue. All right, it is a cursed, so I get another card in my collection. Sadly, they are not forming any sequence. I have an A and an H. A and H, so they are really too far away. He must... Oh, it is a number, so he got the number 7. All right. And now it's his time to guess. Since he has 2 cards, instead of guessing, he has an ability. He can take any number of cards he already guessed and shuffle them back into here, and then I can go searching. That would be his turn, basically. Why would you do that sometimes? Well, let's say I really need... I have a lot of like guesses, but I need to form the card that I need to form a sequence is in his possession. This is the time where you probably want to do that, but you need to have 2 already wrong guesses. All right, so we want to risk it, and I want to go and say this is a letter, and he's gonna join me, and he's also gonna say it is a letter. Why we are risking? Because if we are correct, first of all, we can choose where this card's gonna get, and then we can choose to flip another one and take another one. And if we are wrong, well, I will take it. We're gonna be closer to losing the game, but maybe a good chance. Okay, so we're thinking letter. Oh, we are both wrong. So sadly, I will have to take this as a wrong card. Now, since we don't have a sudden death mode, although you can play with it, even if you're playing like a Séance, but could make a game too easy, just to be sure. Although the game is really hard. I mean, it is like guesswork. By the way, once you set your cards face down, you cannot check what they are. So you have to memorize some things. I know one is the letter, the other is the number, and the other player also. We can discuss, of course. He can remember his cards, I can remember my cards. So it can be important once we get to the sudden death mode, if you want to play like that. All right, so the blue. Now it's dangerous. So he's sensing this is a danger, and I'm gonna join him in. We are betting that this is a ghost. Let's see, is this true? No, it is not. So you can choose who's gonna take the card, doesn't really matter, or let's say he takes it, and that would be normally a game over. We didn't manage to form any sequence. He has 3 cards, 3 or more cards in your guesswork. But let me show you now sudden death, just so you know, just one more time. So you would take all your cards previously and you put them out of the game. Then we would shuffle these cards. Of course, we would discuss like how can he remember how many numbers or maybe clues he had, or what we think there is in most of the cards. Then you would place them again face down, and now we together have to decide that's the correct card. And there is no order to this. We discussed and in any order. Let's say blue thinks this is probably a letter, and I join him in that. I also feel it could be the letter. Bam, we are not we didn't guess, so we definitely lose the game. Let's see actually what we had. Oh, there was only 2 letters. You see, I wasn't paying attention. There were more number, and there are more these, how we called, curses than the clues. So you could also go for that. Anyway, that's basically the game. I cannot show you the real experience. As I said, you have to play with someone, especially if you someone you know, or maybe someone you doesn't know. Who knows? Maybe you find out you actually have some senses to find the correct cards. So that's that. That's the Foreshadow, the game of 18 cards. As I said, you don't need these pointers. Just use your cards and your hand. In any case, thanks for watching. Simple filler game with the correct bunch of people probably would be interesting. I would suggest you get a little candle, light it, make a little mood, and then everybody start using their senses and then mind. So anyway, that's it, and see you next time. I have some plans to show you some other things, not just how the games I'm making. I'm actually gonna make more videos of how you can do some graphic works. But that could be also interesting for the channel. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.